Hello and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night DM. Once again, the Sunday Knights will continue on their adventures in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your host, Stuart, the Sunday Night DM. Before we head out, we would like to take a moment to say thank you to Epidemic Sound for the intro soundtrack, at Beluga on Twitter for the SKDM logo and all character-related artwork, Johnny Neal for the introduction voiceover, Streamlabs and Streamspell for the stream background and player borders. Special thanks to Chris for his background work on hosting the stream. With all that out of the way, I invite you to sit back, make yourself comfortable, and let's see how the nights roll. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Sunday Night DM presents Diplomacy in Phlan. We're running a little late tonight because I've had problems with my computers and other people have had problems with their
spawn
offspring. Just a brief catch up where we kind of rushed. You left the mainland in the Twilight Marsh. Sort of being chased from a fog cloud. You made it to the island where you found some villagers in some cages and some lizard folk that you quickly dispatched, and then you took a rest in the tent. You've all had a long rest. Who took first watch?
I think I did, after healing myself.
Make a perception check.
19.
You can hear noises coming from around the rest of the island, mostly localized on where you are, with the sound of snoring and stuff like that. But every so often you hear a yell or a cry from somewhere on the far side of the island. You can't be sure exactly where it is, but it sounds more like people are having a party or just generally reveling in enjoyment than anything else. The drumming is really quite loud and has been there the entire time. You managed, even though it's been there the entire time, inside of the tent, it's quite muffled and you do manage to sleep.
Awesome.
Vor, roll perception check. 15.
12?
15.
Yeah.
It says it on the right hand side. So you took the next watch. Vigil took his watch and then nudged you afterwards. You had a look around outside. You couldn't see any movement. The drums are still there. You can also hear the cheering and the reveling. Every so often you hear like a smashed bottle. But for the most part, no one seems to be disturbing around the fire. The fire is burning in the fire pit, and it seems to still be burning quite brightly. Probably through magical means rather than it's just got enough fuel on it. Nothing to warrant disturbing through the night. For Lauren.
Hello. Okay, silly question. How do I roll a dice in this thing?
Okay, so you click on your character sheet. Open your character sheet.
Yes.
and then you click on perception, and it will give you your, and it will roll the dice for you.
So
Uh,
quack quack. Oops. 15. It's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, I suppose.
when you've got some sharp sticks.
Oh, I've got some sharp sticks.
As you're watching around on the last watch, you do hear the creak of boats on the water as they come towards the island. It's almost the end of the night.
Yep.
You've been keeping an eye around the tent. As you were traveling to the island, the boats that you traveled on were undead people. But you pulled them up to shore.
Yeah.
So maybe they'd gone back at some point, or maybe they were still there. You don't know, but you heard movement on the water. The party noises seem to have died down. So it was passed on. Oh, there's parties going on around the island, but they seem to have died down. You can still hear the snoring of the people in the cages in front. But other than that, nothing untoward has happened in the night.
Okie dokie. Coolio. Who's that? Was that me? Okay. Like, how did I just roll a 2?
You didn't.
I know. That's what I'm happy about.
Lorcran rolled a 2.
Oh, Lorcran.
Lorcran sits up, scratches her head, looks around the tent. Anybody else hear that?
Yeah, what?
No, she might be asleep at this point.
Sounds like the beating of wings. Nobody else heard it?
No. I don't think I did.
She stretches. Must have been a dream again. And she looks around at the rest of you. So, shall we move on? Shall we explore some more of this island, or shall we try and head back to the mainland?
Well,
I mean, I don't mind staying here and setting this up as like a base camp. Setting some traps and stuff. If you guys wanted to head back, wait for the others.
We've come this far. We're all pretty healed up now.
Yeah, everyone's rested. Everyone's spell slots are back. Hit dice if you used them. You get back half on a long rest.
What do you reckon, Vigil? Or up for some more lizard stomping?
Vigil will stir at the mention of his name being fast
Sorry.
asleep.
Climb up, everyone's up.
You're a half elf. Do you meditate, or do you get full 8 hours?
I tend to meditate. Unfortunately. 8 hours seems like a frightful waste of a third of the day.
It's the best third of the day.
Try telling my kids that, would you? It would be lovely.
I'm saying that because of my kids.
Vor hits his head on the floor. Vor is not a morning person. He's like, oh. And then he lifts up his spell blue book and does Mage Armor. Woo! Because it lasts for the whole day. So
It lasts 8 hours. Mage armor.
should cover us. How long do we normally go adventuring for?
You cast it in the morning.
16 hours.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you get rest and travel time and stuff. So, but major armor lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, I do that. That's...
Okay. Vigil, in the time that you've been taking your watch and resting and stuff, you've gotten a little bit more used to the armor you're wearing.
Yeah.
It's tight, but more like a second skin.
Oh, is this the new armor that I found?
You did put it on, right?
Okay.
Or did you keep your...
No, you gave it to me.
No,
didn't you?
yeah, for Lauren. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
armor
yeah.
that you're wearing feels like a second skin. As you move, you can hear in your ears a faint rustling, as if a scale is sliding over scale.
Okay.
It's like the sound of Lorcrin when she moves, because it's basically dragon scale. This armor is built from dragon scale. And you have no failure of movement. All your movement's the same. You can stretch. You can draw your bow, pull an arrow, and there seems to be no disadvantages to this armor. And as as the scales kind of slide over each other, it sounds about as quiet as a dragon when it moves.
Ooh.
So there's no disadvantage for stealth.
As long as that's not an arthritic dragon, then we're sorted. Because they're really bloody noisy. Apparently, so I've heard. That's awesome. Aww.
I am so generous.
You are. And I'm sure it's going to come back in spades. When I stand in front of the next blue dragon that shoots at us and say, "Don't worry, I've got this." And then watch as the dragon armor is completely fine, but I get charred inside.
Yeah. I'll take seconds on it.
Okay.
You said it's blue?
Yeah. It's sort of like it's blue, but it's also got like silver bits. So it's sort of like blue and silver like mixed together.
So I'm sure it'll be fine.
Lorcrin is very taken by this armor. It's bluer than her scales.
Ooh, jealousy. I might just make my armor look like blue scales now.
Okay, so
just a little
you've all gotten up. Beginning of the day.
Did you say blue silver?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think the armor has a description on your rotor sheet. Not 100% certain.
Probably says something like armor of armorness. If I wrote it, it would do. I'll find it. Don't worry. It's all good.
Okay. Okay, so Lorcrin gathers her stuff together, ready to start the day. So, where to now?
Are these cages around us, or are they tents, or?
Okay, so you're in a tent.
Okay.
If you were to exit.
Yeah, Vigil's gonna strap his shield onto his back, put his mace away, and take out his halberd and step outside. Assuming it's daylight now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can step outside on the map if you want. I fixed it. You can now move.
I've got freedom.
So yeah, what you can see out here, the cages have people in. You can see the back end of a tent. On the opposite side of the fire. The fire is still alight, but it's daylight now, and it seems to be there providing heat, probably more than anything. The bodies of the lizard folk that you dispatched the previous night are still on the ground. No one seems to have moved them, and you can see behind the cage on your right there is another tent.
Okay. So both of the two cages have people.
Yeah.
Okay.
There isn't actually people on the map. I'll get one in.
Don't worry, as long as I know.
But yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Hadn't we checked the tent out before, like the one opposite us?
No, we only checked the
You
one
checked
that
the
we're
tent
in.
that you were in. You had a look around
Okay.
before you took your rest.
We didn't have enough slots left or anything, I think, to risk another fight. Okay, so Vigil is going to use his halberd to hold the tent open to let the others come out and just sort of mutter to them as they're coming out. I think we should free these people. Should we check the tents first? I don't know.
Check the tent first and then free them, I'd say. Otherwise it might be chaos.
The running, screaming slaves do make good distractions, to be fair.
That sounds like a good plan too, to be honest.
But yeah, Vigil is not, in his current state, he's not going to make any decisions. He's not all masked up and everything. He's looking
You can
weedy.
your characters and move them around the map.
I'm just waiting for everyone to come out. That's what I'm doing there.
Lorcan is gonna stay. How has Lorcan got no vision? So, as you are coming out, you see the people in the tents people in the cages are slowly starting to wake up. They seem a little curious because you don't look like the lizards who you killed. But most of them seem still very much afraid.
Did Vor say out loud to clear the tents before freeing the people, or was that just you coming up with ideas?
To be honest, that was Vor, even though Vor has now gotten distracted by the people again.
That's all right.
So,
Well,
so-
as soon as Vor says it, then I'll just
Start heading.
nod along. Yeah, I'm going to start heading over to his tent as quietly as possible because I'm not all battle ready at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way around the fire, stepping over the bodies.
Nervously.
As you get to the tent, you're actually at the back of the tent. It's hide flesh. It's hard to tell what kind of creature it's from It just looks like it's tanned hide, tanned skin. Looks like it's more of a permanent shelter as opposed to a temporary one. It's pulled tight over. Looks to be long, thin, white poles.
You say white as if it's bone.
Make a nature check.
8.
I mean, it looks like it could be, but also looks like it could be like some of the trees that you've found and encountered that have been shipped here. There are trees around, but none of them are from this material.
Can I check?
Right.
Can I check the actual material rather than the wood?
The tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want. Do you want to move? You click on you and move.
Yep. Where is the tent?
The one that Vigil's standing next to.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So you have a little bit of a closer look. I will call this. Are you cutting a piece off to have a closer look, or are you having a sniff, or I mean, how exactly are you wanting to have a closer look?
Well, probably having a sniff and feel.
Okay. We'll go survival as
Cool.
because of the kind of huntery background that you've got.
Oh,
That's a no then.
it smells like a tent.
Yeah, it's a.
Not like in these rolls.
It's very much a
Tent.
like leathery kind of. I mean, you've not had much experience with tents like this. It's usually made of fabric
So
or other materials. I mean, you've seen hide tents, usually made of like cow hide and stuff, but you've never seen ones that have been made like this. It's very patchwork.
it is very patchworky. Okay, and what color is it?
Yeah. It's mostly brown.
Okay.
But I mean, looking around, there's not much tree cover. The sun is rising.
And none of those
imagine that the
patchworks look kind of humanoid shaped.
No, it's like big squares,
Okay.
as if it's been cut out and then stitched together.
Cool.
Can you smell any lizards since you're sniffing at it?
He doesn't smell lizard. He doesn't smell much of anything.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. Except for the one that's kind of just over there.
I mean, you could. There are. A couple
I'm not gonna
of,
call her a lizard because she'll zap me.
Yeah, Lorcan hisses at that comment, and then rubs the ring at the end of her nose. Vor, what exactly are you doing with the people in the cage?
I'm mostly standing next to them to take covers at the moment. I'm trying to ignore them so that they don't make them more frightened or make them react
Okay,
and start
so
shouting.
You're kind of trying to be a calming presence and make it obvious that you're not a lizard.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm hating these random dice rolls that suddenly appear on our screen. It's like,
That wasn't
something's happening!
That
Run
rolled-
away!
That rolled as if it was Lorcan, except it wasn't supposed to be Lorcan. So yeah, I mean, they just seem to be calming down. Still very wary of new people. You can hear muttering coming from within.
no one's saying anything specifically.
No, it's like really hushed and indistinguishable voices. There's so many like voices that are kind of all speaking at once. That's really hard to tell.
So it's like my head then.
Vigil, you've inspected the tent. Can't identify
Tent at least.
really what it's made from.
It's fine. I'm gonna step up to the cage.
As you get up, you can see that this is where the door is, on this side.
Okay.
There is some kind of lock attached to it. Quite sturdy. It looks like a wooden chest with the lock bit of it into the top of it. So it's quite thick. It's about that when you come up to it. So it's quite a thickish lock.
I'll just give it a little rattle with my hand just to test it, obviously knowing that it's not going to give. Is there anyone stood up against the door or close to it?
There are people there, but as you reach for this lock, they kind of take a step back. And as the people by the door take a step back, the people closest to you take a step forward. No one seems to be touching the sides. As you touch it, you can feel it's starting to warm up in your hands.
Okay, I'll just let it go then.
As you let it go, and it swings back and hits the door, a spark shoots out of it and along the cage.
Okay, alright. Vigil's not seen anything like that before, so he's a bit wary of messing around with it at the moment. And in his nervous state, he just sort of panics and pulls his fingers away. Almost like disgust.
Okay.
Do I recognize what it would be, or do I sense it's a magic
I'm making
item
an
or
arcana
not?
check.
Ooh.
Set that one up, didn't you?
I saw it on there before I saw it on there.
$15?
Yeah,
Is
it
it?
was 15.
Woo.
You know that it's definitely some kind of magic. It's likely some kind of trap, or something to stop the people inside messing with the lock in the cage. All you see is the sparks flying across. So some kind of lightning spell. You're not sure exactly how powerful it is, who created it. You just know that there is definitely lightning magic built into the walls of the cage, which is
Fair
weird
enough.
because it's made of wood. There doesn't appear to be any metal parts in it. It seems to be entirely made of wood. You see the sparks fly along, which makes you think it's definitely magic.
I say that quietly to the rest of the people from the party so that they know what it is.
Vigil knows it was magic. You just,
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah.
For
No,
Lauren,
kind of like that it's weird that it's
are you paying attention to
wood,
the?
but lightning magic.
Yes.
To anything.
Are
At the
you
moment.
are you still going around the tent to have a look at the front side, or are you staying where you are?
I'm going to go around the front side because of the fact that I'm a bit upset that I don't realise what this is yet. Call myself a ranger. So hold on. This is the front, right?
Yeah, right there.
That's how you know a good ranger, when you can see the front door.
You walk around.
Well, normally you leave through the back if you're a ranger.
The door on this one is 2 flaps of the similar hidey stuff hanging open, kind of blowing in the gentle breeze that you can feel coming up from the coast behind you, brushing against your back.
Okay. We haven't been in this yet, have we?
No.
You do notice behind you there is a fire pit, but this one the fire is like mostly died down.
Oh, good.
There's no like real flames in it.
I know I'm going to regret doing this.
You're gonna go inside.
Yes!
As you kind of push your way in through the flaps, there's the bed off to your right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a small rug on the floor. This one looks to be some kind of animal of some kind. 4 legs, furry head, tiny tail at one end.
Sheep.
It was a corgi!
Other than that, there doesn't appear to be anything else in here.
Okay.
It's a little dark inside as well.
Even with my
Even
with my dark vision?
I mean, coming from outside to inside, source in here. You can still see, but there's no light source in here.
Okay. There's no cows around here, are there?
Not that you've seen on this island so far. But I mean, there are cows. There are cows up the coast because you passed the field.
Yeah, I'm intrigued about the skin of what's making these bloody tents, because there's
a lot of slaves there.
Oh, I don't want them to be human skin.
I'm not suggesting you should look around the map, but
you can count them.
My character doesn't know, but I've got a good idea.
Okay. So everybody else is by the fire, other than
Vigil is kind of by the cage, by where the door to the cage is. Lorcarin is standing by the fire, crouching down, poking the fire and digging through the pockets of the lizard folk.
Does the inside look any different to the outside enough for me to do another thingy check?
Yeah, the inside looks patterned. There appears to be some kind of pattern on the inside of the walls.
Okay.
But because it's dark in here in the dark vision, it's varying shades of grey, but they're so indistinguishable that it's really hard to see what the pattern is.
Okay.
So whatever skin is coating this building, maybe the inside is facing out and the outside is facing in. Like the outside of the skin is facing inside.
Right. Okay.
Maybe.
But I can't see the colour of it.
I mean, you can hold the flap.
But I can on the door.
Yeah, you go and out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the reds, the greens of the lizard skin.
So it's lizard skin then.
So and this looks like it's the skin. Going back to the color of the lizards that you fought the previous night. They were not the color of the skin that's inside.
And it's too big.
The
patchworks would be too big for the lizards. Because if you're saying they're about yay big...
I never said how big the
How
patches
big are the
were.
patches, please?
The patch,
Yes.
maybe a foot, 2
Oh,
foot
okay.
each square.
Oh God, that's brutal. Wow. Still, suppose you always feel close to your mates.
Don't worry, lizards shed the skin. It's fine.
Yeah, not like this. All right.
Perfect little squares.
Oh, I've got a sneaky feeling. My spidey sense is tingling, and it's not good.
Make a history
I
check.
knew it was coming.
I love the way you resent having to make checks.
That's why I resent having to make checks.
You have some memories of a conversation that you had with Vor yesterday about there being maybe 3 different clans of lizard folk who lived on this island.
Okay. Okay. Nope, there's nothing to see here. So I'm going to meander over to here.
You come back and you over the body of one of the lizards, and the scales on this lizard are a bluish green and a pale yellow.
Okay. Anything else about him?
It's dead.
Good to know. That helps.
You killed it. It's not really wearing much in the way of clothes. It does have like a bandolier kind of shoulder to hip.
I hear bandoliers are in with lizard fashion this season.
And at the very bottom there is like some kind of holder that looks like it may hold like a sword or some kind of bladed weapon, but it's currently empty.
Did we search those lizards that we killed? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Oh, we were slacking on our looting skills.
Are you looking more at the lizard?
Yes, please.
Check.
Investigation.
If you're disliking the dice on here, then you can always roll it on D&D Beyond.
All right.
I'm only
Here we
using
go.
D&D Beyond because I've only got one screen and it's difficult.
Oh, it's a bit better.
There you go.
Even
okay.
Watch is right
As-
today.
As you're looking, you do notice that there are strange marks on the lizard's chest, underneath where this bandolier sits, as if as if some kind of spiked thing has like gone across his chest and left a line of marks underneath this belt that he's wearing. They don't look like any weapon that you've encountered since you've been with Lorcarin and the new people that are with you.
Okay, doing my history check. Do they look like a whip?
Make
Would it be history?
another
or,
history
yeah.
check. Yeah, no, history. There you go. It's not something you've encountered yourself. It does look like
Strangely enough,
it does. It
I
does.
haven't found those places in
It
Phlan.
does. It does kind of look like a whip.
Yeah.
But more like something you've heard about from home.
Yeah, like that's
You've heard. It's sort of
they called
not-
flails something
not
or
like it's more like a link of spikes.
Yeah.
Best way to describe it. The sword in Raya and the Last Dragon that comes out really long like a whip.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Except it's more like a link of a long link of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's stories you've heard. You've heard tell of these shadowy creatures that have these long whips of like spikes that they just take people out with.
And it's one line that's on him, right? Not multiple.
Yeah, no, it's just one long line of these, as if someone's either whipped him from in front and it's just gone down his chest, or they've come up from behind, it's gone over his shoulder, down his front, and has caught him on the front and has pulled him back.
That, strange enough, actually makes me feel better.
That they look, the wounds look like they are maybe a month or so old. They're still healing, but they're not fresh.
Okay.
Whilst the fellow is inspecting the bodies, Vigil just ask him, fellow, what was in the tent?
Nothing. I just wanted to see. There was nothing in there. I just there was an animal rug, but that wasn't, dangerous. I'm intrigued about the actual material that these tents are made of, and I was just trying to see if I could get a better look. But they seem to be lizards, some form of lizards. I'm just trying to work out whether they're these lizards or slightly larger lizards. If they're slightly larger lizards, then we may have a problem.
Vigil will kind of half cock his head and turn away. He was more like in his head. He was more curious as was there anything alive that we needed to worry about.
No, there was no.
He doesn't express that to you. He's just like,
yeah,
okay, that's nice, and just turns away. And he wants to ask someone within the cage if they know how many of those lizard creatures were in the immediate vicinity.
Make a persuasion check. Just straight up. I'm assuming your head is currently on.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't look cool at the minute.
You always look cool.
3.
Okay. Maybe not.
So.
Just dribble down my own chin whilst talking to them.
They seem more wary of you since you touched the lock. That you can hear a muttering going up and down amongst the people. There is a little, maybe a halfling or a child who steps forward, looks you up and down, and kind of points in the direction of the middle of the island.
Okay. I'll look over to where they're pointing and then say to the others.
From where you are, you can see the cage that they're directing, but you can also see it seems to be at the very top of a hill. The whole island seems to go up gradually to the top.
Yeah.
There is like a spiked fence the entire way around the top of the hill. And you can see tents similar to the ones that you've been in, but taller at the top.
Okay. Is there a way to pass stuff through the cage without actually touching it?
You can try.
I just want to throw in some rations to the kid who gestures to me.
Okay.
Just for a bit of flavour. if you want me to roll anything on that or not.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You managed to get your side through without touching the cage most of the way, and as the little kid comes to grab the other side, he gets a little close, and you see a spark pass into the packet, into his hand, and he takes his hand away and shakes it a little bit, and then pulls it all the way through.
Okay.
And he starts blowing on his fingers before looking at the ration pack. As he starts opening it, you can smell the fact that it's started to cook. The contents are cooking. Not what you wanted, but...
Oh, I was just being nice. I'll take the others. The top of the hill might have some company. Let's check these other tents quickly. Let's see if we can find a key for these. And whilst Floor's down there, I'm going to go back to the tent that he was in before and actually have a look. I'm going to search the tent.
Okay, I'm going to make a perception check.
I've got sexy dark vision, but I want to just cast lights when I go in there as well.
Okay. You cast light on yourself, or you cast light on something else?
On the rug on the floor. Yeah.
Okay.
Just something to light up.
As you cast it, the nose of this creature on the floor.
It's like Logan again.
It is some kind of like black bear. Laying, but quite small, so maybe like a young black bear. You can see the bed. Underneath the bed is still in shadow, but you can see there is something underneath it. Make a perception check.
15.
And you also notice that the middle of the bear kind of sinks slightly into the ground.
Okay. I'm going to have a look under the bed first.
Okay, you get down there. There is like a small box, small wooden box, maybe 6 to 8 inches long. Seems to have no lid. Seems to be like some kind of open box. You can just about see in. Like the shadow goes over the top and over the edge.
I'll reach in, just grab the box and try and drag it out.
Okay, you pull it out.
Have a root.
No, nothing fancy. It just looks like an empty box. You can see in the bottom there's maybe old rations, half-eaten apple, be maybe half a day old. So it's starting to go a little soft. It doesn't smell yet. The temperature inside the tent seems to be cooler than it is outside.
Okay.
So even for this early in the morning, it's still a little bit cooler in here.
Yeah.
So this is probably a lizard person tent, and they like it slightly cooler.
Yeah. I'll just pop the box onto the top of the bed, and then I'll pull back the rug to have a look, see if there's anything under it.
Okay, as you pull back the rug, there is a small, like 6-inch hole in the ground. There's nothing in it, but it does look like there was something in it.
Yeah, I'll proceed to look around the rest of the room, and then if there's nothing there, then I'll step back outside and dismiss the light.
Okay. Vor, you followed him? You're muted.
While he's doing that, actually, can I head towards the other tent and kind of like move the flap if it has a similar flap?
Yeah, as you get there, there is a similar flap. You are able to open it and have a peek inside. As you peek inside, you see a shape on the bed, facing away from you, in a corner of the room.
Oh. Can I carefully close the flap and go and poke Vigil?
Oi!
There is somebody in the other tent. Come with me for
Is it
backup.
Collar again? Messing around. Collaring.
I'm over here.
Yeah, Florin's still having a look at this. He's maybe sketching the marks of this strange weapon that he's heard stories about from back home where he lived when he with his elven family,
Well,
maybe, or his human family.
yeah, I'll follow Boar's lead then and go over to the tent and carefully open it up and have a look inside.
Okay, so yeah, on the bed you can see a shape.
Okay.
Does it look alive?
Just looks still. It's facing away from you. It's facing the wall of the tent.
Okay. I'll holding my halberd in my hand. I'll call out a loud whisper, shall we say? Excuse me. Hello.
The shape doesn't respond.
Okay. I will cast light on the end of my halberd and step into the room.
Okay.
And just keep muttering, hello.
As you step into the room and you look a little closer, you see there is a lizard on the bed. He seems to be still. He doesn't respond to you. He doesn't even stir when you call out. And doesn't stir from the light.
I'm going to poke him with my halberd from across the room then.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. As you poke him, the spike on the end goes into his back, like through skin into flesh, and then back out again.
And still nothing. Okay. I'll prop the halberd up in the corner of the room to cast the light around, take out my mace and just step up to him, and with a free hand just turn the body to have a look at it.
Okay. As you grab the shoulder, turn it, it rolls off the bed onto the floor.
Vol, I think it's dead.
How gone off does the body smell? Like, can I tell through the smell or through the looks how
Doesn't smell.
long it's been?
Doesn't
Oh,
smell.
damn.
Make a survival check.
And can I do a medicine check on the body just to see if it's definitely dead? I got a 15.
It doesn't smell. You can tell it's been dead for maybe a day or so. It doesn't look like it died of natural causes.
Okay.
That's for the survival check. The nature check, the medicine check. There's definite wounds on it.
Okay.
You can see that it's got stab wounds in its side, in the front, as well as in the back.
Where I stabbed it.
The wound, yeah, you kind of got it in the back of the ribs. The wounds in its side and front are maybe an inch or two long, and they obviously going quite deep. So, best guess, this lizard was seriously injured, came to lay down to rest, and then passed away.
He's not dead, he's pining for the fjords.
I will ignore the corpse sat there then and proceed to rummage around. Well, its body as well, to be fair, but also the room, just looking for, paying particular attention for any similar sort of hidey holes like in the other tent.
There aren't any particular like hidey, but what you do find, like as you move the bed slightly and between the bed and the side of the tent, there is a knife. As you pick it up, it feels lighter than it should. Like you can feel the weight of the handle, but where there should be a blade, as you pull it out, you can see the blade. It's kind of wispy, but
Okay.
the handle is where the weight is. There's no weight to the blade.
Okay.
You can feel a slight tingle in your fingertips as well as you kind of pull it out.
Vor, have you seen a blade like this before? Do you know what this is?
Do I?
Make a history check.
I was hoping you get us identify it as well.
Well,
You've come across wounds from knives similar to this before. You've never seen this particular knife. You know of knives like this, but they tend to be like drawings in books that you've seen, never in person, actually in front of you.
do I remember if I've read if they have any special magical powers or anything like that?
It might be possibly like a shadowy blade that might do like shadowy style damage. Maybe. I mean, if you identify it.
Yeah, I could cast identify, which I was trying to avoid doing. But
You
yes.
don't have to. I can just put it on my bag for now.
It's a ritual spell. So it doesn't take up any spell slots. You just have to take the time to cast it.
Would it be a 10-minute ritual?
No, I think it's a minute.
Ooh. Fair enough. I put my hand.
Hold on, let me have a look. Yeah, so you put your hand out. I think to identify you need a feather, so you pull a feather in your. Yeah, it's as a ritual. So you cast it over the knife. It is a shadow blade. It is a shadow dagger. Usually wielded by creatures from the Shadowfell. You don't tend to find it so much in the material plane. It does have the ability to sap strength from the target that it hits with this blade.
Okay.
But it's not something that you have ever come across in your reading. I mean, you've seen pictures of it, but they're usually like sketches of what people think they look like because they've never encountered one. But why would this blade be here? You've no idea, but you've just found yourself a shadow dagger.
Are you wanting to?
Could be
Are
useful.
you wanting to keep that ball, or do you want me to keep hold of it?
I don't think that I would be very great at wielding it.
I mean,
so...
you can use daggers as a wizard. You're proficient in daggers.
Ooh. Would you mind if I kept it then?
No.
Could give me some fighty action.
Seems
Yay.
like you'll need it. Yeah, I'm just giving away all the good stuff that I find out there. I was thinking, like, as a Twilight cleric, it'd be quite cool to have a shadowy blade, but it's not really that thematic, I suppose. And if it'll help you to do some damage in melee, then it might be worth it.
Yeah, at the moment I don't have a melee, so that would be good.
Okay. So for Lauren, while they're off investigating this tent, you finished your investigation of this body.
Yep.
Not a lot there. What are you doing?
All right, so this is the tent that we slept in.
Yes.
So we haven't searched this one, have we?
Correct.
Guess where I'm going then.
You're gonna have a look at that one. Okay, as you get there,
Yep.
The entranceway to this tent is cut open. Slashes in the
Okay.
fabric. So rather than a two-piece opening, it's like 5-6 pieces. There's a strange burn along the edge of the opening to the tent, but you can't see from where you are looking inside. You can't see a bed. There doesn't appear to be anything in it. It's just...
I'm going to do an actual search of it.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Where's my finger? Found my finger.
Okay.
Jesus.
I mean, you don't.
I can't even say I'm on a
you
roll
can't.
today. I'm not even on a roll.
You can't find anything. You've looked around.
Far
There was nothing. I mean, there's quite a bit of shadow in there. But it doesn't appear to be anything in it. Whatever was in here, whatever was possibly stored in here, is now gone.
Right.
Sorry, bad luck.
Quack, quack. Oops. Okay.
So, what now?
Well, that's all the tents, isn't it?
So the ones you can see from where you are.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Can I head back to the cage and ask people how long they've been there for?
You can ask.
Do a better job than I did.
As you go back to the cage, you can speak to them. I mean, you don't get much of a response. They know you didn't try to touch the cage. They know that you didn't. I mean, the little boy who halfling maybe. It's dirty. Can't really tell. Comes up to the corner where you're standing. Oh, we've. Some of us have been here for weeks. Some for days. New people are brought often. I can't. I don't know. I don't remember.
What attacked the leechers? Have you seen anything weird recently?
There was something the other night. Maybe 2-3 nights back. We heard shouting, and they were complaining of like shadows attacking them, but never saw anything.
How did you get brought here? Why did they bring you here?
We've not found out. We've just been brought here and being held. I think one of the other camps around the island, they were collecting people before. I don't know.
Have you seen different types of lizard folk, or is there only
just these greeny ones? They captured us. There was a yellow one. He was with us for a while, but I think he went back to wherever he came from. I've not seen any of the red ones.
Have you seen where they keep the key
Key?
for the locks?
I
How do
think
they?
there's some kind of magic involved. I've never seen a key.
Can I try to identify again as a
Or
thingy-majig, or will I have to
you can
spell?
use identify on the lock.
I don't know if I would find anything, but could try to think of how I might be able to break it or unlock it.
You go over, you cast identify on it. It's definitely some kind of magical lock. I mean, you've seen people use arcane locks before, so you know that kind of spell. It's not that. It's more like a magical trap on the lock, but the lock is locked with magic. So a certain kind of magic would unlock it. But you can't really tell, even from your identify, exactly what the magical item is. Perhaps that opens the lock. You just know that there is some kind of magical item that gets passed over it that unlocks the door.
No. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, without seeing
Yeah.
the key for the lock, you don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Fair enough. I thank the boy, because I don't think that I can help it at the moment. Just start heading towards the others.
Okay.
Just wave at them when you walk off.
So, Vigil, you've come out of the tent after handing off this dagger.
Yeah. And is that boat down by the water? That's not the one we came around, is it?
No.
Oh. I'll just look over, come around the tent, just have a look over and see what everyone's doing. So I'll see everyone's kind of busy, and I'll walk over to the tent. To the boat and the hut, or whatever it is.
As you leave and you kind of walk around to come to the left, you see Phlan and Vor off to the right. Phlan was off investigating his tent. Vor was coming back from the cage.
Yeah.
The boat has a hole in the bottom.
Okay.
It looks like it's been here a while. The wood is old. And the thing in front of it looks like maybe some kind of raft.
Okay. I'll just crouch. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're not sure if it's a raft. It's just it's raised slightly off the ground. So it's sort of like a pier, but on the land rather than on the water, in the water.
Okay. I'll crouch down behind it and look over to where I can see the campfire just ahead. And just
So yeah, you can see the two tents in front of you. Can't see anyone by the fire. Nor can you hear anything really from where you are.
Okay. I'll wait for a moment, and when there's nothing, I'll loop back round the way I came and tell the others that I've seen a couple of tents up there.
As you cut around the edge of the tree line, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, this is not going to go well. Oh, 20. Not 20.
Come around. You catch your foot on something. You glance down. You realise that this, like a trip trap, not designed for people of your size. It triggers, and and a small stick ends up like vertical in the ground, with this wire hanging off of it, with a released trap. Looks like it's used to hunt, like rabbits maybe, or some kind of small animal.
Okay, I'll skip away from it, making some very strange noises, such as "oh, ah, oh," and when I get around, I was like, I'll firstly tell them about the 2 tents, but not seeing anyone there, and then relay. We might need to be careful where we place our footing. I appear to have triggered a trap of some sort just by the tree line.
You have
Stop looking around the floor.
You have a new job, Vigil.
I'll trigger all the traps for you guys.
Lorcarin finishes whatever she's doing. As you see Lorcarin walk up, she's got a little rag of cloth she's wiping her hands with, and drops of green-ish blood are dripping from the cloth to the ground.
Oh, God, she's collecting parts again, isn't she? God.
There is another one in the
Don't.
She just kind of runs off to the tent.
Great. The filayer of Phlan is back.
I'd like a flan bullet.
How many Phlans do you know that have bones?
Not enough.
That would necessitate filleting.
It could be chocolate bones.
So,
Me.
Lorcarin has just run off to this tent that you just told her that there's a body in.
Did she have that giggle that she does when she's about to get more body parts?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, there was that giggle.
bugger. There we go. Well, we won't see her for half hour now. Oh, she does Phlan CSI edition. All right. So, Vigil, you said you triggered a trap.
Yes.
Where was the trap?
Sorry, are you asking me in character or out
Yes.
of character?
Oh, it's because I'm pretty close to you.
It's alright, it's just because I like to do silly voices, that's all. Just around the tree line, just between the other tent.
Yeah, it was a bit like maybe another 5 foot lower down on
Yeah.
that.
No,
Down.
like here.
Down.
Like where I am now.
Yeah, it was about just above the tree line on his left, right there. Yeah, right about there.
Another one goes off.
I'm going to do an examination.
Actually-
Being careful.
Yeah. Have a look. Definitely a trap.
Yeah.
Definitely the sort of trap that hunters use
Okay.
for hunting small game. Not designed for catching medium
Big
creatures,
game.
humans, or larger. But it's definitely a, small snare kind of trap.
But it's right. So it's basically it's a hunting trap for food rather than a trap to safeguard the place. Right. Cool. Good.
Close inspection, it's still good. It's still a good trap. If you wanted to take it.
Get yourself a nice little snare trap.
Yeah, if you wanted to take it, I mean, it's not damaged in any way. It's just really.
I was just more worried about the fact that we might have just triggered some booby trap thing that means that we're now going to be in a world of hurt. So, but I mean, it's there. May as well.
So yeah, you gather it up. You got one snare trap. You add it to your
Cool.
sheet. Anything else?
Snare trap.
You might have to add it in as like an other item because I don't know how.
It's like hunting traps.
I don't know how D&D Beyond likes traps.
Okay.
Sure.
While you're playing around with the trap, you've got a Vor mumbling in the background about what happened with the people, because I think both Vor and Katarina are very forgetful, and I don't remember what we said, so you know
What
now.
people?
When I was speaking to the
Oh.
child before.
Yeah, basically it was a.
Just generate
It was
information.
they've been gathering people for weeks. The people that are around this camp have no idea. Why they were gathered. They've just been gathered for weeks. These ones were green. The lizards were greenish blue, and there was one yellow lizard that at least one person saw several weeks previously. But other than that, they've not seen any of the other colours.
And shadow creatures?
And there was
Maybe?
an encounter.
smoke.
They complained that there were shadow creatures that were attacking them.
Yay.
No evidence of that. Well, maybe. Lauren, you've closed your map.
Did I?
Yes.
No.
That'll learn me. Hold on.
It's alright, I can log in.
There is a hunting
Oh, I
trap.
did too. Okay.
Yeah, there is a
That was not the plan.
This one.
There we go.
So.
I clicked the wrong thing. I blame society.
Society blames you.
Often.
Oh.
So, Florin's investigated the trap and he's grabbed the hunting trap. Vor's passed on the information she learned from the people. Vigil is wary of hunting traps now. Lorcarin is busy
Harvesting more bones.
harvesting something. What she's doing.
Can I just give the other cage a quick once over, see if it's the same deal as the
Yeah, it
first
seems
one?
to be a similar setup to the other one. Strange wooden padlocky device. Everyone is sort of standing close together on the inside.
Yeah, I won't touch this one.
Less people in this one. Because it's a smaller cage. But there still seems to be quite a few people in here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna poke this one just in case. I'll blow up or something.
Poke the bears.
In that case, I'm going to suggest that we make our way round to these other tents, trying to stay hidden from the top of the hill for the time being.
Okay.
To everyone else, so I'm going to come back round.
So go around this way then.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, it's the way I came before.
No more booby traps.
What's this thing?
Woo.
What's that thing?
There's a natural wire lying across the floor here.
It looks like some kind of Vigil inspected it. It looked like some kind of raft.
Okay.
But like on stilts, so it's more like a dock, but not the water under it.
Then I'm going.
And the boat had a hole in it.
Aha.
Okay.
Before I head with people, can I do a quick run around the tent, see if I can find anything that would make me feel like, oh, that's the key? So I don't have to detect magic too.
You casting detect magic?
I can't, because I don't have it prepared. So, damn it.
That'll learn you. Okay. You have a look around. There doesn't appear to be anything that looks like it will work to unlock these cages.
No.
I'm not even going to have you roll for it because there's nothing there. And everyone's pretty much already searched around them all. So Phlan,
Mm-hmm.
are you just rushing up or are you going stealth?
Stealth.
Roll a stealth check.
When have I ever rushed?
Well, you're on the map. It says you're up there.
Hold on. Stealth. Well, yeah. But the way I'm rolling tonight.
I don't know. Maybe a refresh will make you roll better.
You were saying?
I mean,
So I sashay over.
sashay away. As you walk past the raft thing, you catch your foot on it. It kind of hits the sand.
Oh, for the love of...
You stop. You look around. It doesn't appear that anyone has seen you or heard you.
Except for Vigil, who stood there judging.
Yeah, I was going to say, my street cred is... Oh, crap, it's gone.
There doesn't appear to be anyone. I mean, as you get up to the tents and the little campfire, there's a couple of like bits of wood that have been placed there for sitting on.
Yeah.
But this looks like a similar deserted camp to the one you just left. And you can see a couple of boats and another one of those rafty things to your left.
Good, something else for me to trip over. I will make my way to the tenty thing in the tent.
Are you waiting for the others?
I'm gonna wait for the others because, knowing my luck, it'll be full of 15 of the bloody things, and then with the way I'm rolling tonight, I'll be hacked and slashed before they even get there.
Okay. Vigil, are you going stealth or are you just walking up?
I'm attempting stealth in my nervous state, which I'm rubbish at stealth, so. A 1. I got a 1.
Okay, so as Phlan goes past this raft thing, you are following fairly close behind. And as he trips over it, it shifts. Ow! You are in there, in your armor, trying to drag your foot out from underneath this thing that's shifted and has landed on your foot. Not being anywhere near as quiet as you want it to be. But there doesn't appear to be anyone around at the moment. To hear you.
Is there some music playing through the thing at the minute? The sound of a fire or something?
There is for you.
Could you turn it down just a little bit? It's really quite loud.
Yes.
It was atmospheric fire.
Oh no, I love it. I just struggling to hear you guys over it, that's all.
There is. Yes, there you go. I've turned the fire off.
I didn't hear it off, it was just struggling to hear.
I can't. There isn't a way to
Okay.
turn the volume down.
If you just shout really
It's
loud.
on or off. It's on or off.
I liked it. It's very cool.
What I will do is I'll adjust it so it's quieter.
Either way, you know.
I'm not messing around trying to figure.
Don't worry, it's cool. It's cool. It's a nice little touch. Yeah, so I'll stumble and hobble my way across the sand, my armor clattering.
Yeah.
And I'll walk straight into the back of Phlan. Ouch!
Vor, are you stealthing?
Hello. I'll try. It doesn't seem to be going well, is it? Yay.
You may as well show us up. Ah, there we go. This is where we find you've got a -6.
No, she doesn't add anything to it. For yeah, you make your way over there. You've watched all the people in front of you. You're fairly light on your feet. Walking on the sand. It's quiet. It's peaceful. There's lots of noise going on in front of you, but you just sashay your way up there quietly.
Shit.
As you get there, the tents are still and quiet. The fire is burning in front of you. What would you like to do? Florina, you mentioned wanting to investigate tent.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, get in there, you look. Did you?
You open the door. Inside the tent, there be a lizard. This one is
Is he a
very
living
much
lizard
this
or a
one is
dead
very much
lizard?
alive. He's sitting in a chair, reading a book, or at least
God, he's
looking at a book. And
I
he
was gonna
looks up.
say
At
it's
you.
an educated lizard. That's all I
He
need.
looks up at you. And panics and reaches behind him to grab something hidden behind the chair on the other side.
Can I succumb him before he does that?
Well, okay. What are you trying to do? You trying to grab him before he grabs it?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a strength check.
God, this is gonna be painful. I'm on a roll today.
Okay. You dive
The
for
thing
him,
is- Yes.
and
Just.
you knock him out of the chair. You
That's
prevent him
so-
from grabbing what he was going to grab, but you just knock him out of the chair. And you are now both laying on the floor. You're both prone. Yeah,
Okay.
but he didn't get to grab what he was going for. But
Cool.
you're on the floor.
I now need to try and scramble to get him because he's going to do something.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going to speak Draconic and say stop.
Okay. In an angry voice.
Yes, we'll start anger and then
Okay,
see how
we'll
that
go-
goes because that
we'll
works
go-
so well with Max.
We'll go intimidation.
God. I'll try intimidation because, God. Here we go. Oh, better than nothing, but still not great. Far out.
I mean,
Play to your strengths, I like it.
he stops doing. Kind of looks there, looking up at you, shocked that someone not lizard or dragon
Can speak Draconic.
And he's not moving,
Good.
but you can see that it's more of a look of confusion on his face than a fear.
Okay. Confusion. Had worse. All right. Okay. Well, he stopped. That's a good sign. He was reading.
He was reading. The book is by your feet.
Okay. Can I surreptitiously look at the book while keeping my eye on him?
You glance down. It's a picture book. Looking like it belongs to maybe a small child. No words, just pictures.
Okay.
Like apple. Boat. There's no words, it's just pictures.
Okay. So, where are the slaves from?
In Draconic,
Yes. in as menacing a way as I possibly can.
He just lays there watching you.
Who do you work for?
Kind of looks around.
He
a
says,
little
Mr. Jenkins. I'm going to be
bit.
very
He looks
upset.
around a bit. Maybe it's number 2. It's not number 2 either. He looks around a bit. Looks at you. Looks at the open door. Are you two up by the entrance to the tent, or are you still around the corner?
Oh, hearing the noise, I would have stepped up to the door.
Yeah. So as he looks up and he looks out, he can just about see you on the corner. You're kind of rubbing your foot and adjusting your armor around you.
When I see a potential threat, I'll suit up.
He leans in close. My master. He'll find you. He'll kill you.
Many have tried.
My master will succeed.
Why will he succeed?
Can I pop my head?
Can you pop your head around the corner? You can pop your head around the corner. Do you speak Draconic?
Yay!
You can understand. You can catch the edges of the whispers. Like, you can hear the intent in his voice, but you just catch like the ends of the words. So it's really hard to, because he is like leaning in close to Florin and whispering as quietly as a dragon or a lizard folk can whisper, but he's trying to get.
That doesn't sound too quiet.
It's quite enough that you can just about hear the ends, but not all of the words.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay. And where will I find your master?
You will find my master. You won't find my master. My master will find you.
You don't know where he is then?
I know where my master is, but I'm not going to tell you.
Then you probably served your use then.
You rolled a 12, man.
It's okay. I know I rolled a 12. Doesn't mean that you can still be intimidating without actually being intimidating.
He reaches behind him. He brings his arm round, and he's going to punch you in the face.
With my dex. Seriously?
It's an attack against your armor class. So let's see.
I've got
Because
an 18
I've got
on dex. Are you telling me that there's no way I can dodge a punch and not see it
I mean,
coming?
All right. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll make an attack roll for him. You can make a
Alright.
dex save for you.
All right.
and when he does that, I want to do an attack of opportunity with my halberd.
Okay. Hold on.
Just-
I've got to find this.
Just because it seems like a funny thing to do. Now I'm all suited up and angry.
Do that one. It's not going to be that kind of attack, but
It is from me.
No. Oh, what the? I don't even know if it's rolling. I accidentally clicked it more than once.
Nothing's rolled.
Yeah, I know. All right. Okay. So I'll just roll a 20. There we go. That's how you do it. Well, he misses with a 7.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what you roll on your dex save, because he still beats it. He still misses.
Okay.
So you get your attack. So roll for your attack.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to work out how I roll for an attack with this thing.
Okay, so you go to your character sheet. You click on features,
Features. Huh? Of course, it's features. Yep.
and then you pick the attack that you're making. And visual. You are attacking with an attack of opportunity.
Yes. Because
Action.
why not?
That doesn't seem to do anything.
You, on the left, if you hold it over
hold
the
on.
thing you want to do, you should make a little dice. If you click it, it should roll it.
Whee.
I got a 19 to hit for 11 damage.
What the
Okay.
flip? Is everything gone?
What?
Well, at the moment, I don't seem to have any weapons or anything on my inventory. I've got nothing equipped.
Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Okay, what are you trying to... Oh, you're right.
I had a bunch of stuff.
Okay, so click on your inventory.
Right, I'm going to go to D&D.
Click on your
Click on the inventory.
Right, okay, so what are you doing? Scimitar, dagger, unarmed strike.
I think I'm going to start with an unarmed strike because he's pissed me off and I just want to punch him.
Even though I've just attacked him with a halberd.
Come on.
What the hell happened?
Everything's in your inventory, but it's not rolling the dice. So what do you add to it?
Hold on, let me close it. And then let me go back
Oh,
in.
you don't
Floran.
edit.
Oh, still nothing in there.
Okay, so I'll just roll the dice for you. And that is a 5. You miss.
Yeah. God, we're crap.
But he missed too.
Yeah.
However,
It's a great
as you go in for your hit, and you kind of duck underneath the halberd that comes over your shoulder, spiked first into him. I'm gonna say we'll do one action from you, Vor, before we consider initiative. You have anything? You got cantrip?
I can-
Maybe?
Yeah, just trying to think of how much I. You've said that he's still prone on the floor.
Yeah.
Ooh, can I?
You got a new magical dagger.
You know what? Yeah, can I try to actually stab him with a dagger?
Yeah, you can
Because I will not get
Reach
the
in.
chance to do that again.
With
Stab with the
advantage on
dagger.
it as well.
With advantage, ooh.
Dude.
Yeah. It's 19 to hit. 19 hits.
And is critical hit or normal hit?
It's a regular hit.
Ooh.
If the prone isn't.
Woo!
Well, I tried.
Okay, so as you stab it, I need you to roll a d4 again. So if you look at the bottom of the chat log, there's a bunch of dice. 4, then 6 is square. So click on the triangle once, and then roll it again.
I've clicked on it 7 times, by the way. Let me start again. Okay.
Just once, and then click roll. There you go. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go there. Close. So, as you stab this creature with your dagger, you watch as it kind of sags slightly. The dagger kind of goes in and comes out, and it seems to sap a little bit of, as you pull it away, rather than blood coming off. And it's sort of like smoky etherealness kind of evaporates out of his body, and he kind of leans down on his knee. And we are going to call it there. And we'll come back next time in initiative because I've got to get home. Thank you all for playing.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for DMing. I have absolutely no idea what's happened with my character there.
We'll have to get together at some point and we'll have to go through the sheet. We'll go through the how the thing works. But we'll discuss that after the thingy stopped rolling. Thank you for watching. See you all this same time next month. Unless people are on holiday, in which case you won't. See you next week for a Honey Heist one shot. Peace out, and let's see how the nights roll.